No, it goes bum, 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 bum.
Interesting.
Like Audible? I'm looking at you, Audible.
I did attend Access Acting Academy.
Sky's the limit with the Homan Prize.
Guys, it's Serina, recording with the AirPod Maxes. What do you think?
The metronome basically is just it's literally spelled metronome, R-O-W, metronome. And it basically just gets you in touch with stroke rate.
It's so fast.
It's a new social media app that is audio only.
Kind of awful. It's like typing on a pizza.
Typing on a pizza.
Oh, God. That's awesome.
Remember Dumb and Dumber when he takes the wrong turn and he ends up there like somewhere down near Arizona and the guy wakes up and goes, I thought we're supposed to be in Colorado.
Dude.
Oh, dude. There you go. She's got it, dude. There you go, right there. That's pure California right there. Dude. Dude. Everything is dude. You notice? The traffic light that won't change, the barista that won't hurry up with your coffee, the line in the grocery store is too long. Dude.
And then your phone rings.
Dude.
Hey, dude.
It's the multifunctional
dude?
word, right?
It's an all-purpose
It means
word.
everything.
It means everything.
It's like the F-bomb of the 21st
That's it.
century.
I was going to
Yes.
say,
It's gonna be the
every
history of dude.
expletive.
Every dude.
Expletive.
The history of dude.
Dude. It's terrible. And it's been...
But then it can also be empathetic, too.
Oh, dude.
Dude.
Dude. Oh,
Doody.
That's a whole different thing, Jeff.
no, Jeff,
Now
that's,
you ruined it.
that's a whole different thing.
I didn't say busy.
You totally
kinda
ruined
did.
it.
You kind of did.
Oh, jeez.
Leave it to the Minnesotan to ruin it.
That would be the Mac thing.
Whoa, you're crossing time zones just to reach over and slap me like that, aren't you?
She owed you one.
Well, I'm still waiting on my latte, so I'm a little grumpy.
Ooh, ouch.
He just moves on.
On that note,
Live from the Blind Ability Studio, it's Tech Abilities. How you doing? I'm Jeff Thompson from friendly Fridley, Minnesota. Reaching out across the time zone over there to the mountain time, we got Serina. How you
I
doing?
am doing wonderful. Still waiting on my latte, but I am still doing great.
Latte. I think you broke up
I
there a
believe
little
you
bit.
promised that
Did you
months
say?
ago. Like, we have so many witnesses.
It's a long meal ride
Yeah.
to Colorado.
Yeah. Could have been here.
Carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeon.
Fly,
Good one.
Fly it over.
And that's down there in Las Vegas, another time zone away. We got Angie. How you doing?
Dude, I'm doing fine.
Dude. Good one. And then we got the dude up there in California, way over there. How you doing, dude?
dude, fantastic. How are you? How's it going, dude?
Oh, pretty good.
The lengthy conversation prior to the podcast that was completely pointless and probably should not have happened. The inspiration for this bizarre intro.
A bit of pre-show banter. Dude!
We brought it right into the show.
Dude.
We thought we'd share it. Why not? We got some great news here. AirPod Max have arrived, Serina.
And they have returned.
Oh,
Whoa.
Carrier pigeon.
womp womp.
Put on the brakes. Say it isn't so.
Oh, it's
Are you
so.
that unappreciative?
Oh my goodness. So I got them way earlier than I anticipated. It was kind of nice. Like, I got an alert that was like, they'll be here Monday or whatever. Tried them out for a full day. I really did put them through their paces, and I just think I have a small head. They just were not comfortable for me. Like, they were quite heavy, in my opinion. And just ultimately, I didn't think they were worth that $550 price tag. So they went back to the store. My husband returned them for me, and I asked him, I was like, did anyone say anything with it being such a new product? And he was like, yeah, the Apple lady asked, like, why are you returning them? And he was like, I bought them for her birthday, and she just decided she wanted something different. And they were like, how ungrateful. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Wow.
And
Sarah Herlinger said that?
Gosh.
No, she did not.
Don't spread rumors.
You said the Apple lady.
The Apple representative at the
doubt-
Apple
Oh.
store.
Okay, well, I don't know.
But it was like, hey, we ended up getting an iPad instead. So I'd rather have something that I'm going to use than $550 headphones that are going to
Absolutely.
sit and like collect
Yeah,
dust. Like,
absolutely.
I'm going to wait for the next iteration because they'll come out with something that's a little bit smaller, but still has that same form factor because it just needs to be a little bit smaller for it to be comfortable for me. I really wanted to love them. I really did.
Would that be called the head faux?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Just thinking a little
What
smaller.
did you put in your latte today, Jeff?
A little bit of
Oh,
milk,
we did just have
a
the
little
dude
bit of
conversation,
vanilla,
you know, so.
and yeah.
I'm like you. I have a small head too, and I'm not crazy about the over-the-head design of any headphones, even the ones that I have here. So I'd have to really sell myself. Even when I would find cans that just sounded fabulous, I found they just sat around and I never wore them. Hopefully, maybe they'll introduce some variable sizes at least, or maybe some lighter designs as they get this down.
Well, and it's kind of funny because they definitely the experience of opening the package, you're like, yeah, these are really nice. Like they weren't kidding when they say they're pure aluminum. Like they feel amazing and they do look really cool. But I've got to be honest, the case, I do not like the case that they were in. Like it's literally like a little purse for the headphones, and then like the part that goes over your head is not protected, and then they never turn off. Is the kind of annoying. Like when they're in the smart case, they never technically turn off. They just go into like, I don't know, super like hibernation mode or something, but they're still draining the battery. And like for traveling, it would just take up, it's quite large. Like if you were to throw it in your backpack or whatever, you know, get on an airplane or whatever, or for your commute when you finally return back to work, like they're not a small accessory, you know? So I really hope they release something that's along those same lines, but maybe just a little bit smaller, like smaller cans for them.
How was the sound?
It wasn't horrible. Like, I'm not going to say, like, it was, I'm not going to say it wasn't like, it wasn't the most amazing thing I've ever heard, like, by any means.
I'm not sharing this episode with Tim Cook.
No.
They sounded good. They didn't sound like garbage or anything. I'm not going to act like they did, but like.
I'd be curious to see if they sound like the larger AirPod, you know, the HomePod guy. I'm wondering if it's that kind of.
It's not the same upgrade from like the HomePod sounds like, I can't even explain how good the HomePod sounds. Mm-hmm. It's not the same upgrade from like your normal Bluetooth speaker to the HomePod as it is from like your AirPods Pro to the AirPods Max.
To the AirPods Max.
Because the AirPods Pro are pretty decent in-ear headphones, and they're so lightweight that it's just like, I mean, I walked around my whole house with them, and like I really wanted to like them, but I was like, they just are hurting me.
Did you try Halsey in them?
You know, I didn't. And like after I returned them, I was like, dang it, I should have listened to Graveyard in them because that's like my favorite song. But I did listen to Taylor Swift in them. And honestly, it sounds good, but not $550 good in my opinion.
You know, we communicate so many different ways. And every once in a while, Serina gives me a phone call.
So old school.
And I was trying this app one time, and I made a ringtone of Graveyard by Halsey. And all of a sudden in my room, I'm like in the kitchen, I hear Graveyard just blasting out in my room. I'm going, what is going on?
That's funny.
She's returning.
He's always a little confused. He picks up the phone. He's like, hey.
It's a phone call.
And I'm like, you're confused by the Halsey song again, aren't you?
Because he forgot what the ringtone launched him into some other reality space. That's priceless.
But I can't wait for Jeff to receive his to see, Jeff, what you think. Because people think I'm weird that I returned them, but I'm like, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah, I really am curious how I'm going to go. I'm waiting so long right now that I have a hunch I won't like them as well, because it's like I blew out the candles a long time ago, and you know, everything's it's like the party's over. It's like
kind of anticlimactic.
That rush you get, that urge, you want it.
Oh, you'll hold it in your hand and you'll get that. Ooh, even if you don't keep it.
New Apple product, yeah.
Even if you don't keep, you know, I've got an old Mac Mini here and I bricked it this week. And even that thing, I pick it up and I just go, oh, this is wonderful. This is just wonderful. The hardware's so nice, you know. But now you have a bias, so I'll be curious to see what you think.
I'll probably get it and go hide in my bedroom and open it real quietly.
Yeah. It's so much money, though. I mean, it's so much money. It really is. And I love Apple stuff. Don't get me wrong. But that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
We're up in Sonos territory, up in the Play 5 territory now. I mean, that's a lot of money for a set of headphones. So they better be just jaw-droppingly fabulous at that price.
Yeah, if they're not, they'll go back.
Yeah.
I mean, I have other headphones that I can wear.
It's kind of interesting because, like, you comparing it to, like, the Sonos, they're more than their own HomePod. Like,
yeah.
And the HomePod shakes a room. Like,
yeah.
It does.
It's amazing. Like, there's the full-size one, you know, and I think it's only,
it
like,
sounds like a huge
now.
speaker.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
A great speaker. Mm-hmm. And I got all caught up in the excitement, especially, you know, when my husband was like, hey, I'll get you this or the iPad. And I was like, well, of course I'm going to try the headphones, but I just got all caught up in it, and it is what it is. I'm glad I got to try them because I always would be curious, but they are a really cool looking design. They don't work for my head.
Do you put a little blame on Tech Abilities podcast for that?
A smidgen. But we can keep talking about things because it gives them ideas for things to get me.
Do you think you would have bought them? I mean, this is obviously kind of a COVID question because all the Apple stores here, for example, are closed right now. And I know for myself, there are things I would have loved to have looked at. Even some of the MagSafe stuff that I just jumped in and bought when I bought my 12 Pro. I think if I'd been a little bit less impulsive, because now there's tons of it out there and I'm kind of like, okay, that's fine. That's great. Why did I buy that? I really, there's this thing about walking in and just trying it out in person. Do you feel like it wouldn't have gone home with you if you'd been able to play with it in the Apple Store?
I don't think it would have gone home with me because I would have put them on and been like, they're uncomfortable. Like that would have been my first thought because I put them on immediately and was like, well, they feel a little different. Maybe I'll get used to them. And then the other experience that happened was when I was trying to send you guys an audio message with them on. And I know firmware can definitely, fix a lot of things, but they kept turning themselves off and resetting as though they were like brand new whenever I tried to send an audio message. And that's frustrating. Yeah. And then when I would first connected them, which was not happening to my AirPods Pro, it was gargled. And I was like, this is ridiculous for $550. So it was probably just like the discomfort and then just the annoyance of like just little things not working. And then part of it is a little bit of the design because, with the AirPods Pro, you're pretty decisive about hitting that button. You don't hit it by accident when you're skipping tracks or changing transparency or whatever. That button is very sensitive. Like you could just be reaching up to adjust it and you could push the button super quickly to change the transparency to noise canceling. Same thing with the volume. Like that crown, I think it's more sensitive than the Apple Watch crown. Like just barely, and it's cool to turn the volume up just on the fly like that. Yeah. But it's very sensitive. It's just right there.
I had a pretty good experience. My AirPod Pros, the right one had a rattle in it. And it was really weird because it wasn't rattling because of the noise outside. Like if you heard a boom, it would rattle. Or it wasn't going from the music it was just inside. They had said something back in October, November that they finally admitted, yeah, okay, we got a problem. You can return them. So I called up Apple and they connected me with Best Buy and I brought them in. 2 days later, I went and picked up a new one, my right side. So it works fine. So if you have a rattle in one of your AirPod Pros that was purchased before October, November, because they fixed the problem, that you can get a replacement free of charge.
Nice.
Yeah, now I got 80% battery life in one side and 20% in the other.
But, it's funny. Aren't they fabulous? They're just such a different product. And I think it's just some of it has to do with the use case. They had a chance to kind of work that and tailor it with the wired AirPods and then the AirPods, the initial version. And by the time they designed the Pros, they had some good ideas about ear tips and about the mics on the outside and stuff. I mean, it's such a weird contrast.
Did any of you have the earpods? The in-ear wired AirPods?
Yeah. I didn't know they had wired AirPods. I had some Beats ones.
They were out a long time ago. This was like years ago.
Yeah.
I never knew.
You mean the ones that with the mic in line? Yeah.
So the ones that come with the phones?
The earpieces are the little
they look like AirPods, only they're wired.
They were round.
Oh, I have tons of those. I still use them with my work. I still use them with my work computer.
Yeah.
No, these are like in-ear. They were an in-ear style of the of earpods. They were sold. I think they're like $80 or something.
Oh, then I don't know those then. Huh?
I saw them at the store one time.
They still sell them, I think.
And the guy said, "Nah,
they suck."
Well,
I had them.
Especially when you're in the store there and they got everything from, this price to the other price. But you guys made me just think about something here. $250 for AirPod Pros. Okay. $250. Yeah. Double that. That's $500. Now you're talking about...
You're still not there.
I know. You're not there. Plus, if you throw on some $60, $70
well,
worth
the cord, too.
Apple Care.
Oh, you do have to pay $35 extra for the cable. That's right.
You do.
Forgot about that.
So quickly, you're up into about that $619 somewhere around there. By the time you're done.
$623.
Oh, So close.
Whoa.
With taxes,
Yeah. Colorado tax, Minnesota tax. So you get that price and you go, wow, it's like, these are little tiny things, these AirPod Pros, but that's a lot of money. And when you really think about it, because if you double it, you can almost get the luxurious AirPod Max with its aluminum
aluminum.
and everything, it's like, I don't see the price difference here. It doesn't weigh out to me like if these are $250, that should be $790. You know what I mean?
Here's the funny thing. I remember when the AirPods first came out, and what were they, $150 when they first came out? $160, something like that,
Yeah.
the original ones.
Mm-hmm.
I was the first person. I was so mad when they took the headphone jack off of the iPhone 7 or 6S or whichever one they took it off of. I was like, they take the headphone jack away from us, and then they tell us we have to spend an extra $150 to be able to use these super cool wireless headphones. Yet, 2 years later, then I get some. And then you would think $250 would be like, oh my God, that is ridiculous. But it was nothing to get the $250 headphones. I think that they've been working towards these wireless, super expensive headphones for a decade. And we're like, we'll just step them up, every few years. And it won't feel so bad.
They have to make something that's going to appeal to everybody. Because the goal is to get everybody wired through their ears and their eyes, right? At the end of the day, no, seriously, the goal, let's say 10, 15 years out, 20 years out, we want society wired up so that they're always connected, so that they're always in touch. And so we connect through our obvious senses, our ears and our eyes first. And not everything's going to appeal to everybody. I mean, look, I have 2 pairs of AirPods sitting right here in front of me, and I didn't even bat an eye at the notion of paying the $500 for the 2 of them. I mean, I kind of went, ooh, that's a lot of money, but I love them and I use them literally every day, so I don't feel it in the same way. I know these have 20 hours of battery life, but if I'm going to pay $500, you know what I mean? It's a whole different use case. Somebody else in the studio all day, like that listener that called in, thought they were fabulous. So I think in some ways, Apple has an obligation. If you're going to change the social norm by creating this fabulous hardware that everyone's going to have, and there'll be $200, $300 in another couple of years, then you have to create a design that appeals to everybody. Big heads, small heads, all the heads in between. So that people say, hey, I would pay a lot of money to be able to wear that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I would definitely get them if they had, a smaller size of them. Mm-hmm. I really would. Because the ear cuffs are just,
wait a year.
A little overwhelming on my, it went down to, maybe just a half inch above where my cheek and chin ended. They're ginormous.
I hate see, big headphones do that. That same problem.
Yeah,
and I can't get them small enough for your head. They still fall down.
Serina, did you consider firing up Fitness Plus and doing some neck exercises to help with the weight here?
I probably would have strained my neck, because they do. I know you guys remember, a few episodes we talked about it, and I was like, my only concern is how heavy they are, because they weigh almost a pound, which is a lot for headphones. I mean, they tried, but it's just too much.
Not Serina approved.
No. And you guys know I love Apple, other than Macs, but it's more the software.
Wow.
The hardware, I can definitely appreciate it. That stuff is quality.
Have you played with it? Well, never mind. I'll shut up.
Yeah, I do have a Mac. I just don't care for voice. I use JAWS every day for work, and it's just where I'm more comfortable and more efficient.
Raqi, I got that in editing. I'll get that in.
No, we won't. He's going to leave that in there just that, and we're going to laugh when we listen to it again.
No, because you know what? Then we'll get all the Mac and the PC haters out there, and it'll turn into a big issue. And the truth is, we both used JAWS for 20 years before there was any Mac. So, I know where she's coming from. I used to say the same thing. That's why I didn't pick it up for as long as I did. So I get it.
Well, and the reality is if you want to work, you need Windows. It's just...
Depends on the nature of your work.
And so, the battle begins.
But the majority of jobs use Windows.
I think that depends where you go. I think the majority of the jobs now are in the cloud, so it really is mattering less and less what you use. But if you're on a platform, you're right. You're 90% of the world is gonna.
Well, they'll purchase Windows computers because they're just cheaper.
Yeah, I know. You're right. They're pervasive and they're cheaper and they're everywhere, and that's what the majority of people are using. So you can't not learn it. I mean, if you're blind, just I hope if Jeff leaves this in there, the one thing I'll leave everybody with, and then I'll shut up, is just disregard everything we said. If you're blind, you're going to school. Either learn JAWS first or learn it all. Learn to use everything and be proficient at it, because you can never get by with just one system.
I see a lot more people getting Macs now.
I highly recommend if you're going to college, going to go into the job market, learn JAWS, learn NVDA, learn the PC. There you go. You got to get that Microsoft ecosystem down.
Oh yes, because Microsoft is. You guys can love your Macs all you want, but it does not play nice with Macs. The Microsoft products.
Have you used it though? To its credit, have you sat and used it, or are you going on other people's use experiences? Have you sat down with it? And
No. I've definitely tried it. It's just not.
Gotcha.
I think part of it's intentional from Microsoft,
I got Office 365, and I'll be scrolling down our notes, and I like to leave a line in between the items. Mm-hmm. It'll say 3 times in a row our next topic until something else takes over. And so I'm thinking, wow, why did I cut and paste it 3 times? No, it doesn't work.
That's a focus issue.
I know.
But if you're going to tell me JAWS doesn't have any focus issues, I'm going to laugh. This is the thing.
No, I would never say that. But it is definitely smoother.
I think Windows is more pervasive and it's everywhere. But I do think that when people get into this, my system is better argument, it always comes down to one is perfect. And trust me, they both have issues that are pretty big showstoppers that need fixing. So
I think when you take something from one ecosystem and run it on, even though they make it for that, I don't think you get all the features as well as they work on the other one.
Exactly.
So, I use Office 365 because I have to. I have to submit certain things here and there, and I need that formatting. And I can cut and paste a Microsoft Word document right into my website. Boom. There it is. All the links carry over. The whole workup is right there, the markup system. It just works. Everything works. But I use TextEdit a lot now because I'll cut and paste it out of Word, bring it over to TextEdit, which is an editor in Apple.
On the Mac, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it works good.
I was going to say, what markup? You can do that in a text editor. You don't even need anything complicated for that, really.
If I drop a link into a Word, instead of having the whole link hang out there, when I cut and paste it and put it into the website, boom, it stays like that. Everything's intact. So I don't have to do much work for it. But if I cut and paste a Word document into an email, it puts all these other spaces and dashes and stuff in there. It's just kind of weird.
Does Pages work nicely for you to convert? Because I know you can just create something in Pages and send it still as a Word doc. Does that document very well?
You can. It does weird things with certain fonts sometimes, but I've found it to be pretty decent overall.
I've done it on Pages on the Mac as well as the iPhone, and it works really well.
The export thing is fabulous to be able to, if you're going to work in that environment and you're going to work in Pages, it's great to be able to export it. It's not just the word processor. It goes back and forth between numbers and Excel, and so they're great options to be able to export, just so that if for no other reason to be able to get another file type out quickly.
Mm-hmm. The thing about Pages I found is formatting a little bit, like trying to get bullets or trying to get headings going and stuff like that. The documentation that's there, you got to network with a lot of people to really figure things out with Pages. I've given up on it, I would say.
Do you use your trackpad much when you're moving around? Do you find that helpful to use your track? You might consider.
Yeah, I know a lot of people talk about key commanders and all sorts of stuff.
It's very powerful. I mean, and I'm not trying to discredit, but I mean, I know people who've just come, for example, from grad school who are rehab teachers who've never touched Windows a day in their lives. And I think, boy, all these Windows people tell me you can't make it through grad school, but here you are, and they're pretty proficient. And it kind of blows my mind still, because I grew up in a time when Windows was all there was. So it weirds me out still when I see people that tell me, well, I've never touched it. And I kind of go, whoa, how did you get here? But they're here and they're doing their stuff and they're doing it well. So they found workarounds, whether they've had to learn, some advanced editing or
Scripting.
Yeah, or Markdown or
The scripting language is there for you to use if you need it.
You got to be hybrid. Like you said, either you're going to have a Mac and a PC and know them all your different screen readers that you have.
I used Windows for like 15 years, and I'm like, the Mac was just, I love my Mac experience.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. But I don't think I would have ever come to that point if I hadn't had I ran Windows since 1996,
You cut your teeth on Windows. Yeah. And back then, in order to do something what was that intensive as JavaScripts, like moving your JavaScripts around, I often used to joke that you almost had to be an entry-level programmer, because if you screwed one thing up, your entire, that's it, you're done, reinstall.
Do you remember all the set files and stuff that some of the screen readers used to use? I think of all the configuring you had to do just to get it set up. People have no idea, and it's the way it used to be.
And it's so easy now. It's all done for you now. But man, back then you had to know your stuff. You had to.
You really did. And if you were going to be proficient, you had to learn quite a bit about configuring before you could even be up and running, really. Exactly. And it was, in a way, it was good for people, but I think it was daunting too, because
Oh, how many times, like, being contacted when they came out with Tandem, can you do this for me? I have no idea what I'm doing. I screwed up my system and I'm lost. That was invaluable. That was an amazing tool to help people fix their systems or to just do it.
Yep.
But
yeah, sometimes it's quicker.
Yeah. It's just quicker. Get out of the way. Let me do it.
But it's nice to be able to know the difference between one and the other and be able to draw from one as you're moving along, because one system isn't going to get you through nowadays. You got to be able to dabble in a couple other things if you want to be efficient.
Well, sighted kids do. They can pick up a mouse or whatever and click it and make it work, and they don't really think about it. They can use a macro. Most kids, I think, coming up don't differentiate, and I don't think it should really be any different for blind people, if they have access to things. Play with them, learn to use them. The more experiences you can draw on, the better it'll be when you get stuck in a situation and have to troubleshoot and don't have a clue how to fix a problem, The more tools you have, the better off you'll be.
That's right. And we got some announcement today. I got an announcement today. I think a lot of people got an announcement. San Francisco Lighthouse for the Blind and Visually Impaired sent out their announcement of some big event coming up here that people can apply to, Raqi.
It's fabulous. So the applications went live today. This is the Homan Prize for Blind Ambition, and it's in its 5th year already. It started just after I joined the Lighthouse. It's hard to believe this is the 5th year. But this is a program that seeks to try to make people's dreams come true by helping people, engaging with blind people who are aspiring to do something. Sky's the limit with the Homan Prize. It's named after a blind traveler from the 19th century named James Holman. And this is an award that is up to $25,000 that is awarded to 3 applicants who have a plan and a mission to make something happen or do something that they want to see happen. They make a dream come true. And people are submitting videos to YouTube. There are 90-second videos that are submitted. The videos are voted on by members of the public and then by judges from across the country. So there's a process to it. But if you are interested in learning more about it, it's one of my favorite things that the Lighthouse does, actually. I think it's just shown so many things about blind people throughout the world. We've received so many applicants. Many of the winners of the Homan Prize have been from outside the U.S., so we've learned about just a whole plethora of different things that people have wanted to make happen. It's one of those things, if you're sitting around on YouTube and you got a little bit of time, just go up to the Homan pages and look through and see some of the past subscriptions to kind of get a feel for some of the things people have done. And you could just be there for hours going down the rabbit hole, watching all of the fantastic videos. People have submitted some really cool stuff. So you can read the rules or find out more about it at holman.lighthouse-sf.org. Get your application in. If you have an idea, you have something you think you want to do, let Homan Prize and Lighthouse help you make it happen.
And you only have till March 14th, 11:59 p.m. Pacific time.
That's right.
Pi Day, right?
Pi Day. That's it. It's Pi Day. So,
Serina, you like that idea? 25,000?
Sounds good.
She's already taken notes. Angie, you?
Possibilities.
Possibility.
Row your way to 25,000.
There you go. Interesting.
You're thinking about it, aren't you?
Possibilities, Angie.
We have another rower. I got an email from a gentleman, said he thanks us for talking about the Concept2. He had to wait 6 weeks. He just got his, and he loves it.
Yay. Awesome.
And Randy Rusnick just sent me an email. His arrives tomorrow. He already has a space cleared out in his basement, ready for it, everything. He's excited.
That is so cool.
I know. Just one more time. Okay, Randy, take 63.
Hello, blind abilities. This is Randy Rusnick, otherwise known as the Big R, speaking from the Accessibility Moving Forward podcast. I know it's a shameless plug. I wanted to let you guys know that my Concept2 rowing machine is just about to hit my front porch. I am so looking forward to it, and I'd like to thank Angie for letting me know about the Concept2 rowing machine, and also thank her for spending lots of money. Well, that didn't come out right. Jeff, I need to do another take. What do you mean I can't do another take? You mean that's it?
And Angie just sent me a link to an app that rowers can use.
The Metronome.
The Metronome.
Well, I sent you a few, but they're just nuts and bolts pieces of their apps and the Concept2 site that will direct you to software that you can use with your rower. The logbook, the erg data app. But the Metronome basically is just it's literally spelled metronome, R-O-W, metronome. And it basically just gets you in touch with stroke rate and how it feels to row at different cadences. It's a good app. It's accessible. It hasn't been updated in about a year. I hope they're not going to drop support for it because I think it's a good thing to have for beginners.
Yeah, I fired it up and it's pretty cool. It actually gives you a cadence, a long beep when you're doing the pullback of your rowing stroke and you're going back. Then it gives you 2 beeps, like when you start going forward.
Recovery. Yeah.
And then your knees go up and then you start again. And you can change that from 20 seconds 20 reps a minute. Do they call it reps?
Yeah, basically.
Strokes.
Yeah. Strokes.
It's
a stroke rate.
Stroke
not
rate.
reps.
Yeah.
Which is your stroke rate, yeah.
Interesting. Did you get your Concept2, Jeff?
He has it.
Mm-hmm. It's really good. I like it. Thumbs up all the way around. It's a clean kit, man. It's like having, remember balance beams? What those were like in gymnastics or something? Just a plank on a stand, just that's all it is. And then the seat moves, and then up in front you have the apparatus where you pull from. The chain goes in, and it just works. And it's clean. Is it
big?
It's not.
No.
It takes up about 4 feet
long.
by 9 feet.
Yeah, it's long, but it's never really skinny.
You can break it in half real quickly.
Yeah.
If you need to store it, you can break it in half. And to put it back together, you just line the two up, lift up a little bit, put them together, and the weight going down locks it. So there's no pins, bolts, multi things. So if you've done it a couple times, you're done.
The heaviest part about it is the front where the flywheel is. But yeah, you can totally just break it down and stick it in a corner when you're done if you need to, or just store it somewhere.
The whole apparatus is 65 pounds. So when you're breaking it in half, you're taking at least 20 pounds off of it. So you might have 45 and 25. I don't know.
That's not
something
that heavy,
in that
though,
area.
Really?
No, it's not.
It's not that heavy.
At all. Considering what it does and how much weight it can handle, it's really, I think it's like 500 pounds it'll handle.
Wow.
So you could get on it, Serina.
Oh, that's horrible.
Oh,
good Lord, Jeff. Jeez. What do you think? I'm only like 5'3", so do you think I'm just
What's in his latte today?
You sound
rotund.
super tiny.
Rotund.
You fall under that mark. We all fall under that mark.
Oh my goodness. Are you above or below that mark, Jeff?
Dude. You've been served.
Dude.
You can't dish it if you can't take it.
Wow.
She told you. Sit down.
I was even sitting here on mute, being good, and then you just throw that out there.
I can put her back in the waiting room.
Jeez.
Don't do that, dude.
No, dude.
It's really nice. The front half may be heavier, but there's 2 wheels on that end of that, so you can tip it and use the wheels.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to decide if I have 8 feet.
You're not going to go 4-wheeling with it, but you just kind of move it off to the side.
That's the cost of 2 AirPod Maxes. If you look at it like that, that's insane. I mean,
By the time it comes into your house, it's about $964.
that makes the AirPods feel really expensive.
Well, you need both because if you're rowing, you want to listen to something. I think it's really neat.
But they're not sweat proof. And if you row, you're going to be sweating. So yeah, I wouldn't. You'll kill them.
Oh, well, if you're rowing, you could get splashed on.
That's true.
Don't you just spray a little water on you once in a while just to have some misting?
Do the mist,
I gotta
the misting.
send some nose stuff. Yeah.
Jeff, where are you rowing?
I was gonna say, where do you spray this
seriously.
water?
Where does it come from?
You put it
Do
outside.
you have
in
it built into the
snowbank
ceiling
or
somewhere?
what?
Like,
I mean, last time he's like going to the ocean to row, we're like, come on, dude.
I'm visually impaired. Let me have my own moment.
Well, when you're lost at sea, don't call us. Jeez.
I can see a foghorn coming in right here for some reason. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
exactly.
Then we got to get those seagulls that sound like stolen babies. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Oh, gosh.
Yes.
Those seagulls are aggressive.
They
When
totally
we were in
are.
San Diego, like,
We got
They
those.
dive
do not
on your
leave
asses.
anything on the ground.
Got those.
Yeah.
They will
Don't have
take
anything
it.
near you.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
They are afraid. They are not afraid.
they'll
of
go
humans.
through you to get to it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they will. Yeah. Goodbye, burger.
Yeah. Get out of the way. That's mine. I saw it first. I don't care if it's in your hand. Here, give me that. Totally gonna steal it.
They got the ERG data for the PM5 that hooks up Bluetooth, and it sends all the information to your phone so you can have your voiceover just blaring it out at you. But what I found out, though, is I don't even use that. I just turn on some music
Yeah,
or
me
some
too.
podcasts and stuff and start going because my watch is on, and I set it up for the activity of rowing. And
too.
boom, I got all the stuff back. I compared the two. They're comparable to each other, the stats that you get. Yeah, it's really cool. So you can sit down there for 30, 35 minutes and just enjoy a podcast or something like that.
I do Audible. I do Netflix sometimes.
Do you feel like you get good cardio?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
and there's no impact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no joints, hips, ankles.
It's low impact on your knees and your hips. It's not like running or something comparable. That
It's really smooth, dude.
it is. It is. Smooth.
We just lost like all of our listeners.
We created a monster, dude.
I think if we talk about headphones anymore, we'll lose all our.
All right, dude, monster.
I just need Jeff to splice in my favorite movie in Finding Nemo, where first you were like, dude, then you were like, dude, then you were like, dude.
Dude.
What is the turtle's name? I can't remember the little turtle's name. I should know this. I just watched the movie not that long ago. Starts
But
with
we
an
have to
S.
write the history of dude now. This is a thing.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
Let's get the definition of dude. Basically everything.
Everything. Like I said.
Yes.
It's a
I'm
verb,
in California.
It's a noun,
Everything
it's
is
an
dude.
adjective.
It's more versatile than the other
Yes,
history of.
Absolutely. It's the 21st century F-bomb.
Yes,
Applicable
that's right.
across
Wow.
the board.
Yes. In any language. Dude.
Dude.
Eloquence at its best.
No.
You have to call
Why are
the
you
magic
talking
number,
about Jaws
dude.
again?
I was going to say, is he talking about Jaws again? Back on that Microsoft Word thing.
Dude, the shark is cool, man.
His Sharky.
Sharky.
You just set off so many people's devices
I'm
right
sorry,
now.
don't edit that out. Edit that out. I'm sorry. I couldn't believe it when I heard it. I thought it was someone was having an April Fool's joke with me, but it's real. It's real. It's real.
I was so excited about that feature and I have not used it once.
What? What is this?
It's a voice assistant in Jaws.
Holy crap. How cool.
Yes, that was my reaction too.
It's very simplistic though right now. It's
That's awesome.
it's only to like change settings and things like that right now.
Yeah. If you're
Sometimes you just can't remember the
something
keystroke.
locks up or you don't know what the keystroke is. Or
Maybe you can tell it to do
you're a
it.
beginner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That'd be fun. That would be super cool. Or like if you're a beginner user.
It'd be interesting to see how much control down the road you could give it,
Yeah.
for people that
Totally.
really used. Remember those people that would have to use Dragon and all the things that
And then
were
Jay
just,
say-
you have to train it forever and ever and get the scripts and train it some more and train it some more.
Training is never done.
You ever do keyboard shortcuts and you sit down and you're all gun-ho and you do like 40 of them on there?
Oh my
And then you can't remember two
What
of them.
any of them were.
You know your initials.
It'd be nice
Okay.
if you could just say, select to end of line or cut
That would be super nice.
paragraph or paste
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I think it'll get there.
paste sentence or
that would be awesome.
Write me a paper about ancient civilizations from the Middle East.
That's not plagiarized,
Stat.
please.
Retrieve cliff notes from the internet.
No cliff notes.
And compose a document 30 pages in length in Chicago style.
But you can actually in Google Docs, it's a pretty robust voice. Not really assistant, but like voice typing, dictation. You can do formatting, change colors, all that stuff. It's pretty. It's not bad actually.
Cool.
We should get like voiceover to do it like in dude voice. You know, like you
want the California voice.
It already does pipe organ and all the musical sounds and some funky things. Does it still have all those weird voices in there?
We should call that one something like Kerouac or something.
Oh, on Jaws.
No, it's a voiceover thing. It does all these weird...
The novelty voices.
Novelty voices that sound like musical instruments, so it talks like a cello or a keyboard.
I haven't seen that.
We'll just call it On the Road.
I just used Samantha or Dude.
No.
Be cool. Yeah.
The dude voice.
I just need them to give us some more free ringtones and text tones. Like, we've had the same ones for 7 years
Serina,
now.
I second that. I've been so done.
It's definitely time. The Mac needs an overhaul with that.
And I refuse to buy them.
Me too. If I have to, I'll cut my own clips up and we won't go there. But I used to, when I cared more, make ringtones a lot. Back in the early days of Symbian.
I used to too. It took forever, but
I did them in SoundForge.
It used to be so much easier. I don't know. I just feel like it's gotten hard. I don't know. It's just ridiculous.
It is harder now.
It's not worth it now.
The iPhone is harder.
I just want some new text tones though.
I have an app called iMazing that makes you can't make them that way, but yeah, making your own. Maybe I'm just looking in the wrong places, but like
I make my own.
I think it's easier now than it used to be because you used to have to sync them through iTunes. It was the only way you could do it, and now I think it's
now you can sync it through GarageBand. So if you have GarageBand on your phone, you can do it that way.
File type, but it used to be that with the other Symbian, and it wasn't Symbian, it was the my brain, the other phones, the Windows mobile phones. Thank you. You could just paste, regular.
Well, because it was just a folder,
MP3 into the folder, and it would just the sound would point to that folder, and you could assign it whatever. Yeah, I mean, it was really very.
That's how a lot of the Android phones work. That nasty bad word, but it is very easy.
Exactly.
To get content onto your device.
I got an app called Ringtone Maker, and I think that's what it is. I'll edit it so it's what it really is.
Pretty cool. Maybe
because now all I do is I just say open ringtone, and it comes open. That's when I made the Halsey one off of or in. And what it does is takes a song, then you set up the parameters for 29 seconds, I believe it is.
So you can mark in the song where you want it to start and stop.
Yeah, and then you hit a button, it opens up GarageBand. Then in GarageBand, it saves as a ringtone.
This
and
sounds so
ports it in
You're
there.
better than me. I used to just go into an editor and chop it up and make the file the way I wanted it and then save it and copy it.
I used to do that in iTunes, like down to like the millisecond.
You can do that.
Yeah.
It took forever.
Or whatever you're using.
I think a lot of the audio editors for Mac will let you export as ringtones.
Mm-hmm. If you have the file in the first place. Because who buys music anymore?
Right.
Yeah. iPad Air 4. Is that what it's called?
It is.
Air 4?
iPad Air 4th generation.
iPad Air 4.
Fingerprint. Yay. Touch ID.
How do you like it?
I really like it. So, funny story. Bought that with the Logitech case, like the one that has like the trackpad and everything on it. Because on my 7th generation iPad, I had a Logitech case and loved it. Like the keyboard feels almost like a laptop keyboard. It's awesome. So I put it in there, get everything set up, and then every time that I push the lock button, the screen pops right back on. Like, it
so
won't
annoying.
lock like when it's in the case. And so I emailed Apple Accessibility and was like, is this a known issue? And they're like, we want you to talk to one of our tech support people. So I did that. And they're like, did you try hard resetting the iPad? And I'm like, oh my goodness. So for just trying new things out, I turned off VoiceOver. It locks just fine in the case. All the buttons work. Like it's something weird with the case and VoiceOver. So I returned the case and just got the Apple Smart Case and it works fine. So I don't know what's up with the Logitech one, if there's some weird program. And I was like, there's 0% chance that if I email this to them, they're going to fix it in any reasonable amount of time. So I'll just get the one that I know will work. But I love it.
How do you like the keyboard?
I actually prefer the Logitech one because the Apple Smart Case keyboards, the keys are like
they're textured strangely too.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're different texture, and then I'm one that likes the clickiness when you're typing, and these don't have quite that sound, so you almost feel like, did I type it or
yeah,
did
the
I
key
not?
travel.
And it's very responsive.
I have that case too.
Yeah,
my Pro.
it's very low.
Is it flat? Are they
No.
really
No,
flat?
they're not
Like,
flat. They're
okay.
very, very tactile. It just doesn't feel like any keyboard that I've ever used before.
God, I wish I could see that.
You get used to it.
I wish I could just see.
No, I don't care about that. I don't want to see it. I just want to see it.
Jeez.
I heard that, Jeff.
Wow.
You do get used to it, and it's got the smart connectors. So, see, and I didn't want a Bluetooth keyboard. I wanted the one that had the smart connector, because I just prefer the smart connector, so I don't have to sync anything or anything like that. So,
Oh, it has the smart connector?
Yes.
yeah, there's only a handful that do that. So that's why I was limited on the choices.
Yeah, I have one at work, and they're awesome.
Yeah, it's not Bluetooth. It's just a smart connector.
You know how when you have the glass and they do it haptic, it actually feels like you're pushing a button, they make it feel that way. Why don't they have keyboards that could bring up the sensitivity for the haptic, the click key part that you want?
Because it costs like $549.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's probably be super expensive then.
Speaking of AirPod Max.
But I do like it. It has 4 speakers. So there's 2, like in landscape mode, there's 2 speakers on each side.
Yeah.
So it sounds like just
Wait a
nice.
second.
Sorry.
How do you really feel, Raqi?
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. So I have this at work on an iPad Pro. And
Yeah.
it's an old iPad Pro, but it's the big 12-inch one. It's kind of awful. It's like typing on a pizza. But, my sighted
Wait a
coworkers
sec.
think it's
Whoa.
great.
Typing
I love it.
on a pizza.
I don't understand
It's
what
big,
you mean
like
by
a
that.
pizza. It is.
Oh, you think
but
it's
I
a little
got
too
used to
big.
it. Yeah, but the speakers, once you get used to that, I came home and I've been using the iPads here in the house.
You're like,
and
why is it only coming out on one side?
it's awful. I just want to
I
pick it up
hate
and
that.
shake it. It's the worst thing, and it's such a silly thing. But now
It makes a big difference.
the speakers are all on one side. Now I can't go back, and I've been here when we've been sheltering in place for 9 months now. I haven't heard those speakers in almost a year. It's not even my iPad, but oh my God, does it bug me that they're all on one side. So I don't think I ever want another iPad that doesn't have speakers on both sides, because I use it a lot in landscape mode.
I only use it in landscape mode. I hate
Me
portrait
too.
mode. And I
too.
I didn't want to use it without the keyboard because it's a pain. If without a keyboard, I don't even like the iPad. So
It's big.
And I hate those apps that force you into portrait mode. It's
yes,
so annoying.
It's annoying.
It
there
is.
should be a setting that allows you to make it not do
Lock
that.
it in landscape
I
permanently.
suspect
you
there's
can.
another speaker
You can
on the
lock
back
it in
too.
portrait mode.
Yeah, but you can lock it, but if you have an app that's portrait only, it won't.
Won't support it.
Then you got it. Yeah.
Like Audible. I'm looking at you, Audible.
I think I thought Audible let you do. I'll have to.
Did it change?
I never do Audible on the iPad though.
It didn't used to.
Because I usually walk around with that.
There's some that don't, but I'll use it sideways if I have to. I just like it so much better in landscape mode. It just bugs me in portrait. I don't know why.
I don't like it in portrait either.
Same.
Which is silly because I don't use the phone that way.
But because the phone fits in the palm of your hand, so it's a totally different
that's right.
experience.
That's right.
But I love it. It's lightning fast. Like it is so like Siri works faster on it. Which okay, good.
Oh.
I thought it was about to activate.
Whoa. Siri works?
Yeah. Like you'll tell it to open an app, and you know how on your phone when it tells you to open an app, it's like okay, I'll open it. Well. On the iPad, before it can even do that, the app's already open. It's
awesome.
so fast.
Does it charge over USB?
USB-C.
It's USB-C, so that was a little annoying because I was like, I grabbed my lightning cable and I'm like, why doesn't this? Oh,
I want that.
So I had to buy some new cables because I don't have a lot of because it's USB-C to USB-C.
$35.
And I definitely didn't have any cables like that. No, I just bought one from Amazon for like $17. Because the one that comes with it is only like 3 feet long. And for an iPad, that is not long enough.
It's not.
At all.
No.
So I bought like a 6-foot one.
I wish Apple would do something about their cable length. It's ridiculously short.
For a phone, I can maybe make that work because I'm probably not going to be using it while it's on the charger a whole lot.
But definitely
But
not
an iPad, you might be trying to watch something and it's just not long enough. It's impossible. It's just asking.
And because it's
to drop it on the
USB-C to
floor.
USB-C, you can't even, like, you used to be able to use the Mac extender cable with the old iPad bricks.
Oh, I
but you
didn't
can't
know
even do
that.
that anymore. Yeah, the prongs used to come off. But now with the new adapters, you can't.
I never even thought of that. That's ingenious.
Yeah, it's awesome. Just gives you a little more length because, yeah, you're right. It totally needs to happen.
Yeah, and they make 10-foot cables too, but I'm just the opposite. I like them shorter.
I like 6
I get the 6-foot ones each time and I get the braided ones from Amazon because they're only like $17 and they last forever.
They last so much longer.
They last longer than the Apple ones. Yeah, they're junky. I use a standing desk, so I find that if I keep all my power adapters.
Oh, we got to talk about that. I wanted one of those for a long time. So
yeah, you know what? I'm loving it. I love it. I don't find myself sitting too much anymore. It sounds really crazy, but once you start doing it, it's
Are you using it now?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I use it all the time.
Put a link. I definitely in our group.
I mean, there are tons of them. Depends, kind of what space you're working with, but I like it because all my chargers are at the same level as my power cube up here, so I can keep them short. If I had a desk that like normal people do with normal things on it,
when you have to plug stuff in under your desk,
under your desk, exactly.
Under the desk, like most offices have, where you got a big wiring mess under.
There's a big surge protector. Yeah,
right.
I have 2 surge protectors under my desk right now.
Yeah, me too. At work, I have one bolted onto the top now, so again, I can keep my short cables, because I just hate digging under there. So I don't want to crawl around under there and be plugging stuff in it.
What's under there?
There's monsters, Jeff.
I don't know.
The oogie woogie boogie man.
Who knows what you'll find under there now when you go back?
Yeah, gee.
It's a rat's nest of cables.
No, it's pretty clean.
I have the Husky. It came from Home Depot. It's a Husky. It has mine's 5 feet long, goes
that
back
is a
about
horrible
30
name
inches.
For any accessory.
Well, it's a
Husky.
Husky.
It just sounds very unappealing.
It can handle over 500 pounds, Serina.
See, Jeff's just told us.
But it's solid maple top, and then it has metal legs, and it has a crank on the side, so I can crank it up and stand it up or bring it down.
This is all old school.
You went with a crank. You should have got a pneumatic lifter. That way you could squeeze the thing and it comes up and push it down. And
I mean, like you're checking your blood pressure?
like you're lifting up your chair. Like, lift up the lift. No, you don't do
Well, Jeff is geriatric, so that is where his mind would go.
Well,
that could be.
No, I just crank it up. But for $250, it's a solid table. So I bought another one.
$250?
Yeah. But it's a manual crank.
But his isn't a tabletop one, though. It's a whole desk.
That's cool. You can crank up the whole thing.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they have tabletop ones that you sit like on top of your existing desk.
No.
Yeah, and those are like $100.
Well, I got another one for Lori, and it's a foot shorter, but it has 2 drawers underneath it. Same price. She really loves that because she has drawers to keep, paper clips or whatever.
I like that with the drawers.
Yeah.
I like that. I didn't find very many with drawers at all.
But for $259, that's a steal.
Yeah. They range in price from like anywhere from, $79 all the way up to over $1,000.
Oh, yeah. If you got
Just
a
depends
motorized
what you want.
one.
Do you want a modular one? Even the motorized ones, you can get them for $150, No, cheaper than that. Under $300 easily. The Very desks and some of them, and they've really come down in price now. We were looking last year buying them for work.
But I'll throw a link to the Husky because there's Home Depots everywhere and that.
Husky.
And if you do crafts and stuff, you can stand it up, lower it down. Yeah.
Yeah, they should.
Well, maybe it's Husky.
Yeah, maybe.
It might even be on
Maybe
Amazon.
it's Target.
I think it's Husky.
That's right, Target.
Right?
Yeah.
Target.
We should just call them
Target.
dude. It's a table dude. Table dudes.
Table
Day.
Today.
It's a table dude. Actually, you can ask people for their recommendations. There's probably a lot of standing desk users out there if you give them the number.
That's right, the magic number, dude.
Hint, hint.
You can give us a call at 612-367-9063. Let us know what your standing desk is like and where we can get it. Send us a link. Tell us all about it. We'd love to hear
Jeff,
from you.
are you trying to be the Micro Machines guy? Like, I feel like every time you say the actual phone number, it's like... like,
well,
imagine on double speed how fast that was just now.
I did attend Access Acting Academy for voice last fall. And
you could just speed it up.
tomorrow I have one more acting class.
Oh my goodness. You know what you're just reminding me of though? One of my all-time favorite sitcom, one of them is King of Queens. And there's one like opening scene where it's Arthur and Doug, and Arthur's trying to give Doug like a message, and he's like, so yeah, here's the phone number, and he's like 2818 like 75. Like he's like, no, it goes bum 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 bum. Just makes me laugh so hard.
Yeah, you got to do it in the rhythm.
You got to do the rhythm. And then you can't say like 18. Like it doesn't work that way. So annoying.
But you could give us a call at 612 367.
Do you watch Family Guy?
I know.
Am I the only sick one that watches Family Guy?
Yes.
6, 1, 2, 3, 6.
Our poor audience, they still don't have the phone number.
Magic number is...
There you go. Call us at area code 612-367-9063.
Perfect.
You know you want to.
You should splice that in every time you need to say the number now.
There.
Yes. Maybe like twice during the show.
You should like type that into some... I bet there's a website where you can type in the phone number to see what words the phone number spells.
90, it's hard because he's got W, X,
we should
Y
do it Colorado
on the 9,
style.
Z and the 0.
Give us a call, man, like at 612-367-9063.
Hey, California had it way before we did.
No, Colorado.
Nope.
Yeah.
California.
No, I'm in Colorado.
Oh my
right now,
goodness.
man.
You sound like it. What's next on the docket, Mr. Thompson?
Angie, home sweet home. You were at your home away from home.
I was, yes.
Down in Florida. You had to do some traveling, and this is during the time where a lot of us are envious of traveling. How'd it go?
Well, when I left... Sorry,
Are you being robbed?
Yeah.
When...
What was that?
What happened?
That
Did
was
you fall
part
off your
of my,
bed?
That was part of my...
It's okay. She threw that iPad. The audio was only coming out of one speaker. She just couldn't help it. She gave it a toss.
That was part of the travel thing. I haven't unpacked my suitcase yet, and Todd has tripped over it. So
Wait a second. Are you still living out of your suitcase?
I just hate unpacking.
That's so ironic.
I hate unpacking.
Are you waiting for room
Maybe
service?
she's letting things quarantine.
Yes, I am.
It's on its 10-day quarantine.
That's
It's all
right.
good.
That's right.
Letting the sand settle.
So when I left from McCarran, and it was dead, I pretty much just walked almost straight through the security aspect. I checked in, no big deal, and then the security part of things was super smooth. The flight was kind of full.
Middle seats?
No aisle seats, but the row was full.
Huh.
Yeah.
So people were in the middle seats.
Oh, really?
Yep. They moved me up though. They did let me move up a row, so I could. And then I got a whole larger seat to myself and the row to myself. It was like nice and wasn't so crowded anymore. And then the guy next to me moved over into my seat and proceeded to knee me in the back for the entire 4-hour trip. But it's just one of those things. People are great. And then on the way back here from Tampa, and they were both straight through flights, just around the 4-hour range. So it was kind of long, but it was okay. The flight from Tampa to Vegas was totally dead. It wasn't even half capacity, and that one I actually had the row to myself. And again, pretty much just walked through the security aspect of things. No big deal. I really wish that air travel was always this smooth. I mean, it was awesome. It was super awesome. I loved it. Compared to what it could be and typically is, I was impressed. Wearing my mask in a plane for, I think the flight to Tampa was 4 hours even. The flight back here was just under 5. I don't know what the difference was, but headwinds and such being what they are, I suppose. Yeah, that was a long time with a mask on.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of time saving? You don't have to put makeup on, lipstick.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry
it's
about
pretty
that.
No, you definitely
don't even
have to brush your teeth.
teeth.
You're breathing
really.
in your own.
You can smell it. You can smell yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Don't have any coffee
For your
when
own
you're
sake,
with
yeah,
your mask on.
That's a long time. I hope you had a comfortable, because I don't mind. It's not the face part it's the ear loops that usually are what gets uncomfortable.
Yes, they hurt my ears. They pull your ears forward. I already talked about the navigational part of it. It really messes with that whole thing for me. So it's just like, they hurt. After a while, it really starts to hurt the back of your ears.
Serina, is your mask like a pound?
Oh my goodness.
Is it heavy?
No, they're not. I've got a bunch of different kinds, and they all do it.
Yeah, they make tons of different, they make diamond shapes and different shapes, and I kind of like some of them. I got a friend of mine gave me one that's kind of like a diamond shape, I guess would be the best way to describe it. And the ear loops are a lot more comfortable. It's still the same concept, but you have a little more mask fabric below your chin. I feel like it really does cover your face pretty sufficiently, but it's not quite so uncomfortable, although I was really happy to have it the other morning when it was 36 degrees. I thought,
that is a benefit when it's cold.
This mask is keeping my face warm. So I won't complain about this anymore. It was nice and warm outside in the freezing cold with the dog at 4 a.m. or whatever. But sometimes the different shapes can help with that ear loop thing. I found just trying different masks, and there's hundreds of different styles
sizes,
now overnight.
different styles.
We went from not being able to get any masks to having more masks and styles and know what to do with.
It was funny though, because when I was waiting to board, they're like going down this list of masks that you're not allowed to wear. And they didn't like the mesh ones. They didn't like the bandana style. So if you want to purchase a mask, you can go ahead and do that at the check-in counter for like airport prices. And I'm like, no, sorry.
Of course.
Yeah. I went to the Disney when I was there, or one of the Disney stores, and I was able to get a mask, Baby Yoda. It's super cute.
Oh.
It's really cute.
I wonder if they have a Donald Duck one. That'd be kind of cool.
They have all kinds of Disney. They have a Mickey Mouse one that I want. It's just Mickey's face over your face. Cute. But it's adorable. I love the Disney masks.
I'm talking about the whole duck bill.
Oh my goodness.
What?
That would be so funny. I want to, if you get one.
What?
They have some super cute ones because my son likes Beanie Boos. And we bought him, and they were there. If they weren't so childish, I would wear them because they have adjustable ear loops, so they're really comfortable. They have the metal nose piece, and then the faces are like there's little ears on them, like actual ears of like the animals. They're adorable. Everywhere we go, when he wears them, everyone's like, "I love your mask," and they're for adults and kids, so I could wear them if I wanted to. But I'm like, these are clearly very childish. Like,
all right, Serina, enlighten me. What is a Beanie Boo?
Do you remember Beanie Babies?
Yes.
So they're just like Beanie Babies, except like slightly different sizes and ginormous eyes.
They're huge.
Like huge, they're cute. Glittery eyes. They're super adorable.
Cute.
Oh,
and they're softer.
Cute.
Don't you think? Like they're
I don't know.
They feel a bit different.
They have more stuffing in them than the original Beanie Babies.
They're not as floppy, Babies. Like the bodies.
Yeah, they'll sit up by themselves typically.
They're cute.
Because their whole head is
they're
stuffed.
like 70. Yeah, it's true. The original Beanie Babies.
They just kind of flop.
Some of them were just like beans and nothing else. It's like, what happened to the stuffing?
Yeah, that's what the original... I think I have the original one somewhere.
But they were super affordable. Like, I think it was like, we got 5 of them for like $20, and that included the shipping.
Cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Cute.
They sound absolutely adorable.
They're adorable.
That is cute.
I was going to say there must be a litter of 70 of these things on the market. They have a whole bunch of them.
These ones are like...
Probably.
I think there's only like 10 varieties to choose from. Well, at least there were when we ordered them.
Do they have a moose?
They might. I honestly, like, I think he has a sloth and a wolf, and I forget, there's 5 different ones. He has a monkey.
Ooh, a wolf.
They're adorable, and I'm sure they have even more now.
So cute.
That's awesome.
I'm ordering them right now.
Yeah. I bet you are. Your grandkids would actually really like them. I really think they would like them.
Yeah, I like stuff like that. I think it's really cool. Mm-hmm. I like being creative. I'm surprised more people haven't been creative with the mask.
I think if you look on Etsy, and places like that,
it's just so hard to know the quality, like on it, because like you're like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah. I know.
But if anybody out there has any ideas for some masks that we could all use,
our way.
Remember, some of us have little heads, so keep that in mind.
That's right.
Give us a call at 612-367-9063.
Now I feel like you're saying that like you're doing like the slow jam request playlist on the radio.
612-3.
Let's just pick another podcaster's phone number and send all our calls to them.
That would be so funny.
Yeah, give us a call at 507-839-4441.
But not really.
You're probably sending them to some like naughty phone number.
That's probably somebody's phone number. I hope that's not somebody's number.
My ex-wife's.
Is it really?
No, I just made it up.
Well, I mean, I still have numbers memorized from back when you had to have numbers memorized. So I didn't know. Like, maybe it really was.
Same.
Don't you wish you could erase the parts of your brain that hold on to those old numbers, even though they're cool to remember, and maybe retain some of these new ones?
I used to be able to memorize my like debit card number and stuff. I can't. I don't even try now. Like, I'm like, that's what PayPal's for.
And I feel like an idiot because a lot of people do it. They're like, my debit card is da-da-da-da. I'm like, let me look mine up.
Yeah, I totally used to have it memorized.
Yeah, same.
I can do that, but I have to think about it.
Raqi gave me a good idea. If you could hook something up to your brain, pull it up in your computer, like when you're cleaning out an old file.
Yeah, like the cross.
I'm not going to need this old credit card data anymore, but how about we use that space and store the new credit card data that I've been struggling to remember? I don't need that.
That's what PayPal is for, though.
CV
I love
number.
PayPal. That's almost everywhere.
The year 2020.
No, because we need to learn from the year 2020. We can't act like it didn't happen.
Okay, the last 4 years, gone.
Bye-bye.
It's really cool. I think someday we might have stuff
Apple
like that.
glasses,
Maybe.
they're coming.
Who knows?
I really think they are. Although they could end up with your air power. I don't know.
Or the AirTags.
I really don't
The
think
air
so.
tags are
I have
coming.
no
There was
idea.
air tags, and what was the other thing in that article, Jeff, that I had tagged you in? It was air tags and something else that was definitely coming. I can't remember what the second thing was now.
There's evidence in the code.
Ah, yes. Rumor has it there's a Mr. White on Twitter, and he has released other leaks that gave him some credibility about his leaks. And one of the things that he brought forward was the AirPod Pros 2 and 3. The new 3, I guess, but it's all rumor. He leaked some photographs showing indications that the sizes are going to change with a lot more technology built into them, and the 3s are rumored to be stemless. So that'll be interesting. But he's also known for leaking the air power and the air tags. As Angie mentioned, there is indications, there is some code that the tags are on the way.
The AirPod Pros 2.
AirPod Pros.
And now possibly the smaller, stemless AirPod Pros 3.
They're already pretty small, though. They're tiny.
You know what, though? If they went in your ear completely, and there are some that do, I've had some some from overseas that come from Alibaba and stuff that go completely in your ear. So you could turn over on your side.
That'd be nice.
I still lay on the side of mine. Although sometimes I get that weird whistle noise when you cover the receiver part.
Yeah, because of the feedback
startling.
in the mics. I know, then I just turn noise cancellation on. I know it's annoying.
I know.
Podcast, please. Do you know how much we talk about headphones?
I know. We're a little addicted. There's tons of them coming out. When new stuff comes out, we'll talk about that.
It's not like we can talk about cars or,
the Apple Car,
other things, you know.
Hey, when the new phones come and the new iPads come, they're going to redo the iPad mini now and keep the same form factor and put a bigger screen in there. And when that drops, I'll buy one of those. We'll talk about
the new
that.
MacBook Pros, the new design.
I did see that.
And the new iMac.
The new MacBook Pros with the square edges. And the no touch bar.
No touch bar.
No touch bar. Yay!
No touch bar.
Finally.
I like that.
Okay, I have a Mac with a touch bar, and I never use it.
And the new M1 that I bought for my Mantis, because I love it so much. I bought it its very own Mac Mini last week.
What'd you get? Back it up, girl.
My Mantis needs a Mac, so I bought him one.
Spoil it.
Spoil it, lots.
They go together like
peanut butter and jelly.
That's right. It's peanut butter jelly time.
Oh.
I remember that in elementary school. We used to... Sorry. They used to be like, you remember the little music holes where you like sing those cheesy songs? Like there was a peanut butter and jelly one.
She doesn't watch Family Guy. I can tell.
Wheels on the bus go round.
No,
and round.
not quite that. That's preschool.
Does it go together like peas and carrots, Raqi?
It does. Like chocolate and peanut butter.
Chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah, that's my favorite, I think, in the world. I have a Mac that's old and tired and has some problems and needs a new install, and it's old and needs updating. And the Mantis is here, and I don't see myself traveling with it as much, and I needed a new desktop. Lot of justifications.
Whew. I thought you were talking about me. Kind of old, needs updating.
Oh, you said it. You said it.
You liking it?
I just bought it, and I don't even have words. My mouth is, and the tasks, honestly, that I'm doing are not processor intensive enough for me probably to even see 2/3 of what somebody would see that is maybe doing something a little more intensive. I've been doing, fairly light stuff with it, but it's so fast. I'm looking forward to it. This is the very beginning, so this is as slow as it's going to get. I really wanted to hold off, but I needed something right now, and I struggle with, do I spend the same amount of money on a really fast, speedy Intel? But it's just really hard to contest doing that. For me, it's hard to justify doing that when we're starting in this new iteration of chips, so I just thought I'm going to jump in and try this, and I'll turn it into a server down the road, or at least a
paperweight
PC, to PC. Did I say that? Delete that. Screen.
I was like, I don't think you can boot camp that one.
Yeah, actually, you probably can now. There's so many things. It just amazes me, all of the different things you can run on this natively. I don't know. I'm sure down the road I'll want a laptop when I'm traveling again, but I don't see that happening in the immediate future. And right now I need a little more performance from a desktop does, so it'll probably stay here and live here. But I like how portable they are, and I was ready to do it, so I bit the bullet.
So which one did you get?
I got the Mac Mini, actually.
I mean, what'd you spec it out at?
I did wrestle with it because I wasn't sure if I should do it or not, but I did go with the 16 gigs of RAM, which won't help me at all down the road in the, but I'll probably have it for a while. So,
but with the M1 chip, it changes the idea of how much RAM you need, though, too.
It does. It really does. And 8 probably would have been sufficient.
People don't know right now. I mean, if you got 16 RAM, that's pretty good. I think that's sufficient. That's like yesterday's 32.
Yeah, and I want to keep it for a while. So if I can I got 7-8 years out of this other Mac over here. So if I can get 5-6 years with this, I'll be happy. I think I needed it, so I went and did it, and it's exciting times, really. This is just the beginning.
So the Mantis, thumbs up still.
The Mantis.
Oh God, it's crazy.
You love it? You like it?
I do, and I don't know what it is. I do, and it's so big. It's everything I said I didn't want. I'm all about sleek and portable, and if it's not under 2 pounds, I'm never going to carry it, so don't give it to me. I'm just one of those. I like the little baby laptops, and this is a big, full size. It's a 40. It's a 40 cell, yeah. And if you know the Magic keyboard or maybe the Apple wireless keyboard, I'm going to say it's maybe an inch wider than that. So it's about that wide and maybe 2 inches or so, maybe more than that, 2 or 3 inches wider from front to back. Especially in this executive products case, it makes it kind of big and formidable. But
yeah, but it sounds so awesome.
I love how seamless it is. I can jump between JAWS and Mac OS.
Holy crap! Yeah,
and the iPhone, and just no time. With 3 or 4 keystrokes, I can just move back and forth between connections. And there's something about having QWERTY and Braille together for formatting complicated documents and being on the web, and yet you want to see how something's spelled. You don't have to go turn the rotor or look up or use this cursor or that cursor. You just look down at the Braille display, and if you have it set to contracted output like I do, you can see.
That's the part that appeals to me.
It's fabulous. It's great. I'm loving it for productivity.
It's neat to check up on someone that has something brand new, because some products, the excitement wears off, or they send their headphones back.
I'm going to laugh, Jeff, if you send yours back too.
Well, stay tuned. The jury's still out on that until they arrive. Well, Raqi, it seems like your experience with the Mantis is everything you expected and more.
Yeah. Well, I expected the Chameleon to be this way. When I bought the Chameleon last year, I waited and waited and waited and waited, and I'll be honest, I was a little bit disappointed. And it purely had nothing to do with the Chameleon at all. It's a neat, wonderful little display, and I don't want to ever talk anyone out of it. It had everything to do with aesthetics, marketing, packaging, stupid things, but it was a very much a first impression thing. I had one expectation, and it ended up being something different. So it sounds really shallow, and it was, but I thought, oh, man, this is bigger than I thought it would be, and it's a little plasticier than I thought it would be, and it's grown on me too. I like the Chameleon a lot, but honestly, I anticipated and I waited and waited and waited for it to come, and when it came, I ordered it within the first 12 hours that it dropped, but I wasn't as excited about it, and I'm ready to sell it. and the Mantis was out for several months before I bought it. And at first I thought, I don't want that. That's too big. What am I going to do with 40 cells? I'm happy with 20, all these different things. But the QWERTY and the Braille really appealed to me, and the ability to connect to multiple devices on the fly like that, Bluetooth or wired. Also, I can connect it to a computer, and now my SD card or my thumb drive that's connected to the Mantis are showing up as another drive.
See, the more you talk about this thing, the more I'm like, oh, I want to play with one. I want to get one. It appeals. It's really cool. It does. It hits all those really fun areas. It's like, ooh, QWERTY and Braille.
It's a pretty simple basic unit, but boy, is it fantastic if you're a Braille user and you use a computer, or you even want Braille with your iOS devices and you want QWERTY at the same time. It fills in all the gaps.
$24.99, I'm guessing.
$24.95, but it ended up being about $26 by the time I was done. I bought the Executive Products case, which is also sold by APH, and it's $100. You do not need it. It comes with a bumper case that is fitted. It's very nice if you're just going to leave it sitting on your desk and you're not going to carry it around. But I wanted a cover also, a dust cover, because Braille displays, you know how that goes.
Yeah, and keyboards.
Anything.
You don't want dust in it.
Right, and the keyboard too. And I don't want to have to be sending it in for service. So
you could have taped 5 20s together and just set it across it.
I could have, but I don't have 520s anymore because I bought the Mantis and I bought the Mac, and now I'm in the poorhouse, so I won't have 520s for a while.
I have some cash sitting over on my laptop over here because I had the Powerball. You know, I might have to quit everything if I win tonight. But anyways, but there's some cash sitting over there. And it's like, when was the last time I had cash? I mean,
I know.
Tender, you know, it's like,
Or needed it.
Yeah. Oh, Serina hit me up this weekend or last week. I don't know when it was. Clubhouse said, try it out. And I got onto it, and all of a sudden, boom, this guy's talking to me, and I'm in a room trying to figure it out and stuff.
Just like, what do I do?
It was, and we're exploring with it. It's a little glitchy right now, but I think, it's manageable.
Yeah, Clubhouse, for those that do not know, I say brand new, but it actually started like early 2020, I believe. It's a new social media app that is audio only. So there's no video, there's no like texting back and forth. It's 100% audio only. And the way that it works is there's different rooms you can join and become speakers in it, or you just listen to conversations. It is frankly addictive. Like, you can find a room that's really interesting to you, and all of a sudden you have been in there for like 2 hours just listening to people share and talk about different topics.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. The founders are super active on there. Like, it is, I've seen them in rooms a lot. They host a lot of, they're very welcoming. They host a lot of events. Every Sunday they host like a here's what we're doing next kind of thing with Clubhouse kind of room thing. What
you're saying is they got a new stalker.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm not. Well, it alerts you. So if you follow them, you just get alerts.
That's right. They're right in the list, right in the beginning.
So if you go into a room, are you visible to everyone? They can see that you're in there, or so it's a live. It's like completely live. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they can see you. You're muted and everything, though.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
It's a little bit glitchy, like Jeff said, with accessibility pieces. Like, you can figure out most of the app, but if somebody invites you to become a speaker, if you raise your hand in the room and you want to speak, you will never find the button unless you turn on screen recognition for that Clubhouse app. It's either that, or if you know that they invited you. I'm told this hasn't happened to me yet, but I guess there's a little chime and you can click your profile and then accept it there. But I found it easier if I've raised my hand and I know I'm thinking they're going to say, hey, come speak. I just turn on screen recognition, and it's in the upper left where it'll say blah, 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 invited you to be a speaker. Do you want to do this? And it's yes, or maybe later kind of thing. I really enjoy the app, and I know I've sent in some accessibility bug reports. The individual that we were talking to in that room, I think it was Sunday, Jeff, he said he sent in some bug reports. So there's some other blind individuals on the app, and I am being very particular because they only let you invite so many people at so many times because it's like an early beta kind of thing. So I'm sending most of my invitations to other blind people and trying to build up that community that way, because this has the ability to make a huge difference for our community. So keep an eye out, because Jeff, I didn't tell you this, but I did submit for us to start a club. You're going to laugh. I called it the Blind Side.
Oh.
So we'll see if they approve it. But a club is the equivalent of a group on Facebook, is the easiest way to think about it. Except it's audio, and you host weekly hangouts and things like that.
And I'm assuming you also want people who are gonna give feedback at this juncture, because you're gonna want that type of
strength in numbers,
visibility.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like not people who are just gonna get on there and
get frustrated and
play around and then complain about things not working.
Exactly, and they're very clear that it's beta right now. Like
it is. So. It's those guys who beta test and then complain about things not working. That really makes me angry.
It kind of bugs me too, because the word beta is for, that's the reason it's a beta. If you're
going to beta test, you have a responsibility to report what you find and do something. Try to fix it.
That's the whole point.
I mean, if we're sitting here a year from now and we're still saying these things, that's a
then
different
you have
deal.
A reason to complain.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, it's kind of like us sitting around right now when we're talking and stuff. We're supposed to be doing a podcast, but we just start talking. And
we just happen to be recording.
Dude, we never do that.
I was invited to the room. I went into the room.
Created, dude.
That's what podcasts are.
I think so. All of a sudden, this guy says, "What do you think about this, Jeff?" And I'm like scrambling, like...
Because I pinged Jeff into the room, so he's like popped right in.
But like she said, the announcement that the speaker gave you ability to speak, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, yeah. So I heard Serina do something, so I switched over and bang, I got it. It's like 3-dimensional glass that you're touching. So many layers with voiceover nowadays, but it worked. It could be really cool because
it's definitely
it seemed
usable
friendly.
right now.
It's got good audio.
Very good audio. And you can lock your screen and the audio will still play.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Is it, okay. So is there a limit? Is it full duplex? I mean, are you talking while they're talking, or does someone have to speak?
It's kind of like a Zoom. Yeah, there could be multiple speakers at the same time.
But they don't squelch out. I didn't notice any squelching. Like when two people talk at once, the dominant one goes or the other one gets knocked out,
Oh, okay. So I was like, how does it handle two people that inadvertently...
It's fine.
Will it put one after the other? Does it stream consecutively, kind of, as it gets the messages like that?
No, it'll have... Because I've been in rooms where somebody said something like funny, and you can hear all the laughter from the people who are on the speaker's part, and it's doesn't like make it weird. Yeah. It's really amazing. Like, I'm already going to send Angie an invite. Raqi, if you want one too, I can send one to you. If you want to try it out, help build up the
How
community.
many invites do we each get?
So when I joined, I got 2, and then I've been interacting on it. I haven't hosted my own room yet, but they sent me 3 more the other day. I was like, I feel special.
Cool. Awesome.
Any of you got new goals for this year?
Insert crickets.
Save money.
No. Yep.
Well,
that's about it then. So if you have any goals out there, give us a call at 612-367-9063. Let us know what your goals are for the upcoming months, year.
But we already know Raqi's upgrading her iPhone in the fall. Like, that's a given.
No, I didn't say that. Although maybe if the battery life doesn't improve drastically, I might. Depends what they do. I'm happy with it though.
You just got a new phone.
I love this phone.
I've heard that rumor.
I hope they keep this design for
or the Touch ID on the lock button.
We're gonna have the end screen Touch ID thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see that Touch ID under the screen, Angie. That same thing. Man. I saw that about the iPad.
That's really
Mini
kicking around a lot lately.
The same
Touch ID is coming back to the 13.
Bigger screen and Touch ID under the screen.
It's been huge lately, so I'm wondering.
These are predictions.
You girls are never going to make me feel satisfied with the products I buy. As soon as I get something, you guys are talking about tomorrow's products, and I'm like, I feel inferior
Understand
what
it feels like
out
to
the one
shop.
I have.
My battery health is still at 100% and already considering
That's great for your resale value. Good. Perfect. You'll get more money for it that way.
Where were you 2 months ago?
Better trade in, better resale.
Restart the Apple treadmill. Go.
Sell it before it loses its value.
If we convince you to buy anything, to purchase anything on this show, we're sorry. That's not our intent.
No, we're not. Don't listen
and
to
Concept2, we've sold a lot of rowing machines.
Yeah, but we have 5 people buying Concept2s now. Thanks, Angie.
That's right.
They should give her some
welcome.
commission. I think.
You really should contact
They
them.
should.
Really, I
They
do.
totally
I think,
should.
They usually have like affiliate programs
Hey.
for stuff like that. You should really look into it.
Hey guys,
Companies
I'm
should
so
take advantage of us. We're
and
fangirls on this podcast. You know, if they can really benefit from our advertising.
Apple, you know, we love your products, you know.
Absolutely.
And I've sold a lot of iPhones too. So, there you
do
go.
I got to wear the fangirl T-shirt too?
Yes.
If the shoe fits,
You might as well,
You
dude.
got to be a mascot, JT. Come on now.
with your AirPods that say BA on
With
them.
your
With your AirPods Max on your head and your.
And you have to carry it in the case. That's
that
the
I'm
thing.
told looks like
The
a bra.
Merce.
The boob case. Does it? Do you think it does?
I think it does. It totally does look like a bra with like a strap on it, kind of.
That's so weird.
Like a bra shaped.
Huh.
Do you remember those? Okay, I know Angie.
I
and-
remember bras.
No, that's not where I was going. So for a little while, do you remember there were these purses and like expensive designers were making them, like the the bra tops where it's like a tank but there's like a bra all in one. There were purses that were shaped like that. That's kind of
Yeah.
what the case looks like.
That is so weird.
Weird.
Well, we think you're weird too.
Dude.
His feelings are so hurt.
Dude.
Oh,
Well, this has been fun. This is fun. Is
This has totally been fun.
Squirrel,
Squirrel?
bunny rabbits.
So it's a great new year. We're off to a good start.
get your Homan Prize applications in, everybody. Do it. This is also the month Louis Braille was born. We're celebrating Braille this month.
There was somebody
Anybody?
special born this month too.
Happy birthday, Serina.
Thank you.
Happy
My birthday was
birthday,
yesterday.
Serena.
I'm just being a jerk.
It was.
But you are
Aw.
special.
Hey, that's my grandmother's birthday too.
When I was in
That's so
Amsterdam,
cool.
we had to get onto this other plane,
Gosh,
and we had to
awesome.
go on at a different time, and they said, specials are coming. Oh,
Specials.
That's,
coming.
I don't
They
know how
put
I
us
felt
on
about
nice.
that.
they put us on a fork truck. It
Capital
was
S
like
special?
a pontoon boat being lifted up by a fork truck, and we went into the back end of the plane. Everyone else went into the front. Specials are here. Huh.
Special.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Anyways.
Oh my God, specials. That's a new one. I thought I'd heard everything, but just never say never. The specials are here.
Normally, I like getting that special treatment though, because that is the benefit, especially if you fly Southwest. You get to get on that plane first.
God, it's so annoying.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, but you can do that anyway, right? With Southwest,
you have to pay
there's no
extra.
boarding.
You have to pay extra to get that Group A. So if you have a cane or whatever, they'll let you get on.
They just let you
pretty
walk
much
down,
first.
yeah.
And Southwest, you don't have assigned seats, so
yeah.
you can pick whatever you want.
Right.
So, yeah, I do love
Yeah.
that.
Love Southwest.
I do love that.
Yeah, that was really
love
weird.
that.
I suppose they have the back end opens up real big. It's like a stuffing
Did they think
turkey
you needed a
kind of.
wheelchair or something? Like,
Well, they always
Well,
think you need a
Yes.
wheelchair. Even if you don't, they always assume.
All
They always have it
specials
waiting
go
there.
into the rear of the plane.
I had that too, and I'm like, I'm gonna walk this guy, so you can put my bag in there if
Put
you want,
that
or just give it
away.
to someone else.
And
I'm
just
tempted
about the-
sometimes just to take it to be lazy, though. Like, if I didn't have a dog with me,
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there are people
yeah,
that
yeah.
do. I can't
Yeah.
get my head around it. But I think, you know what? Another 10 years, I might say hell with it. I'm going to sit in this chair.
No, I would say it's worse than that. Get me a gurney. I mean, just,
oh, so you could lay down.
I want like four
I was just
people
sitting
just
for like
There you go.
5 hours,
marching through.
Or one that's adjustable, so you can lay back and let them just push you.
It's like a lounge
That's
chair.
the thing, that you're going to be sitting on the plane for
That's so
hours.
true.
It's kind of nice. The one nice thing about walking is you can stretch a
That's
little
my
bit.
that was my philosophy with this.
Oh yeah,
last
from Amsterdam
flight,
to England. I just forgot
a
about
long
the
time to
specials
sit.
thing, and then we were getting off, and they go, no,
Specials.
specials. And then all of a sudden the back of the plane opens up again. I'm like, you're crazy.
Did you get a special while you were in Amsterdam? Because there's some other stuff legal there too, like in California and Colorado.
No, I did not. I didn't.
Oh, that kind of spends.
But I did do something that was illegal in Amsterdam. I'll have to have confessed to right now.
On a recording?
No, they were leading us through the airport to get to where the specials go and stuff. And they let us into this one doorway where there's 3 other doors. And I just kept going. And I pushed on the door. As my hand hit the bar to press the door open, I hear this in the background going, no. All of a sudden,
Did you
the
set
door
the alarm
opened.
off?
I broke the seal, man. That's the international airport. That barrier was not supposed to be broken at all. Yes, the alarms went off.
Where did the
Everything
door
went off.
lead to?
I don't know. They just stopped and they all radioed in. They said we have to wait. They sent
like
the van.
some special.
Maybe it went into the fifth dimension.
All our passports had to come out. All our documents and stuff.
You just delayed everybody.
I know. That's why they had to put us up on a fork truck with a pontoon
they were
boat.
Probably giving
you
the
did that happen before
probably
or after they loaded you in the back?
Giving
of the
you dirty looks.
It
all
all
the way.
happened before.
So that's why.
And the two workers were looking totally dejected because they knew the routine.
Yeah. Oh my god!
It's probably like a 30-minute process.
Oh, it was at least 25.
Oh my god!
You never told us this. That's hilarious, Jeff.
It's a great story.
And Lori's like, "Yeah, I'm with him."
We'll just get her that shirt.
Then she didn't say, nope, I don't know him. Sorry, he's not with me.
That would have been so far, so bad.
Don't know him at all.
Leave him in Amsterdam.
I think he's from America, but that's all I can tell by his accent. Don't know him.
Sounds like Minnesota. I don't know.
Yeah, he sounds kind of native to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go over there and imitate your Minnesota accent because those people
That's
think,
how it sounds.
yeah, it's like,
they think
what?
it's how it is, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my God, she did it again.
Hey, her power went out.
No,
I'm so sorry.
She threw her microphone on the floor.
Did you
No,
lose
it
your
fell
power?
on the desk, but
Oh, the microphone.
sorry, guys. The show's not complete until Serina drops her mic.
There we go.
Serena's mic drop.
Hey, it's durable. That's a plug for the Samsung mics. This has been dropped at least 10 times.
It can handle it.
That's the Samsung Q2U microphone.
Q2U.
XLR and USB.
I think that's a good place to wrap up the show.
For more podcasts with the blindness perspective, check us out on the web at www.blindabilities.com, on Twitter at blindabilities, and download the free Blind Abilities app from the App Store and Google Play Store. That's 2 words, Blind Abilities. And if you want to leave some feedback, give us some suggestions, give us a call at 612-367-6093. We'd love to hear from you. And from all of us here at Blind Abilities, through these challenging times, stay well, stay informed, and stay strong. I want to thank you for listening, and until next time, bye-bye.
When we share
what we see through each other's eyes, we can then begin to bridge the gap between
limited expectations
and the reality
of blind abilities.
The realities of blind abilities.